7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes on.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you guys are doing well. And today, I read an article actually last night that really pissed me off. It was about RJ Barrett and his jump shot. Very good article, but it pissed me off. Like if you are wondering why I'm talking about David Fizdale, well, the only way you could talk about David Fizdale was he was a piss poor coach. He didn't hold guys accountable, no adjustments, terrible rotations, no structure. He was just absolutely awful, and he was a product of good players around him when it came to coaching a Mike Conley of the world, a Tony Allen, a Marc Gasol, all these talented basketball players. And of course, he's the so-called players coach and player development coach, which I really didn't understand whatsoever when he was a coach here with the New York Knicks, because he didn't play players throughout their strengths ever. He was absolutely abysmal. And I hated how casual NBA fans out there were the Knicks made David Fizdale the scapegoat, but I love that he's being exposed right now because Tom Thibodeau with a similar roster, he's overachieving with a below average type of roster, or average to below average, and you see what he's getting out of Randall, you see what he's getting out of RJ Barrett, and just, gosh, this article really pissed me off. If you do not know who Drew Hanlon is, he actually had a bunch of quotes in this article because he is RJ Barrett's trainer when it comes to shooting the basketball off the dribble, a bunch of moves when it comes to your overall arsenal. He trains Bradley Beal, he trains Mo Bamba, Joel Embiid, Zach LaVine, Kelly Oubre, Chris Paul. You might have seen clips out there. He actually runs pure sweat basketball. He's really good when it comes to breaking down every asset of your game, like I said, off the dribble, or just your footwork in general, and working on the little things that are going to result big time in NBA action. And he's really helped these guys improve throughout their career. Zach LaVine's a great example. He was this really good athlete coming out of UCLA, really raw, but now he's looking like one of the best young stars coming up for the Chicago Bulls if he stays there long term, of course. But yeah, Drew Hanlon's done a really good job of RJ Barrett. I believe he's been working with him since college. RJ Barrett, we know he's just really good. He has this really good work ethic. He has a good supporting cast with Steve Nash. With this, of course, good trainer here of Drew Hanlon. We know every one of these NBA players need a trainer, or they have had a trainer since high school, at the end of the day. But David Fizdale, he was not on board with that and just absolutely pissed me off. So we're going to be getting into this article here. But he's literally the Jordan Palmer of basketball. Of course, Jordan Palmer, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the best quarterback coaches when it comes to breaking down mechanics, just arm slots and everything like that. But it says here in the article, what followed was the tedious work of relearning how to shoot. They weren't starting from scratch in the build-up to the 2019 draft. Barrett and Hanlon had tweaked his shooting form, including making the unconventional decision to move Barrett's shooting elbow slightly to the left. He's left-handed of his shoulder. Traditionally, the goal is to have the shoulder, elbow, and hand all in one line, but Hanlon, who studied left-handed pitchers and quarterbacks for some inspiration actually, thought that moving Barrett's elbow out would give him a greater range of motion and make it easier to get his hand squarely under the basketball. The early returns were positive and Barrett was making progress, but when he arrived at training camp, the Knicks coaching staff then in place pushed that back and said, nope, we want you tweaking that form back. They said, we want to see you bring your elbow closer to your body again, which I think just isn't fair, especially when you've been working with this coach since college. He goes to him all the time this is what I want to work on. Get the release quicker. I don't want to miss those crucial free throws at the end of games. Am I not getting enough lift? Am I not putting enough arc? Am I not using my legs enough at the free throw line from mid-range territory from downtown? So for him to work on this jump shot all off season, and just of course, he's improved his mechanics from high school. And of course, then David Fizdale was let's change your mechanics even more. You don't tell a player entering, we're changing your mechanics right now after working on it for months in the summertime and feeling good about it. You don't mess with a kid's confidence like that. He entered the draft 18 years old, and I believe he was drafted at 19. So when someone's feeling really good about their jump shot, you don't say, nope, we got to change it. At least if you're going to do it in the offseason. Even though I still don't think that would be the best thing to do, I would still continue to let him go to Drew Hanlon, because at the end of the day, all these players, they have their shooting coaches. It would be different maybe if he didn't have a shooting coach, but pretty much every player from the high school to college, NBA level do have their coach out there to work on all assets of their game, for sure. But for David Fizdale, even before he plays an NBA game, to be like, nope, I want you tweaking your jump shot again after like RJ was feeling really good about that. That is so selfish and just it's just absolutely awful, like in my opinion. If you waited till the offseason, at least you could say like, okay, let's maybe tweak something there, and maybe you could discuss it with a Drew Hanlon, and then Drew Hanlon and RJ could work on it together. But for him to say, yeah, let's change your shot. So pretty much like maybe let's say he tweaked something from high school. It's possible he did to really get his shot off quicker at the college level. And then of course they tweaked something from the college level, of course, during the pre-draft process. So you're pretty much changing his jump shot like 2 to 3 times. And what do you need? You need consistency and confidence when it comes to shooting the basketball. And that's definitely not working for RJ, who's 19 years old. He needs confidence. He needs consistency. That's what you need with a jump shot. Consistent mechanics and confidence that it's going to go in. But that's not even the end of the article here. As it says here, the early returns were positive and Barrett was making progress. But when he arrived at training camp, the Knicks coaching staff then in place pushed back and demanded their prize rookie to bring his elbow closer to his body again. The season turned into a struggle. The Knicks flailed to a 4-18 start. So it makes me really think like RJ Barrett's shot, maybe it was better than what we thought. Like entering his rookie year, like when he really got off to the struggle from downtown, he was actually good for a few games in. But he even came out and said that it messed with my confidence, or like I wasn't confident it was going in. It felt really uncomfortable because like imagine like just trying to perfect your craft or perfecting a certain asset or a specific part of your game, and then someone comes to you and is like, nope, you're gonna start over or we're gonna tweak something. That just messes with you so much. You're so excited about just like putting the ball in the hoop with that brand new jump shot because you have so much confidence from it, because he was shooting that new jump shot every single day with Drew Hanlon. If it was in pickup games or just like, of course, just warming up, going through drills, and it's just so repetitive, and then it's become so consistent that it's stuck in his brain and it's just muscle memory. And then he has to like think when he had to shoot now under David Fizdale. That's never a good thing whatsoever. So the summer league woes of him shooting the basketball, maybe he wasn't that bad of a shooter like at all. Of course he did have his woes coming out of college, but I didn't think it was ever that bad from downtown. Like he really showed potential to shoot the ball very well. And actually after David Fizdale was fired, RJ Barrett's jump shot started to look better. He started to shoot better from the free throw line. He started to shoot better from downtown. Mike Miller seems like this down-to-earth dude that's probably like, you have a trainer, go to your trainer. And I just thought that was really selfish of David Fizdale. And does he have the pedigree to say, nope, we're changing your jump shot? I know they're at the NBA level, but the best of NBA players have their trainers. So for him to do that, I thought was just extremely disrespectful, in my opinion. But yeah, the early returns were positive and Barrett was making progress, but when he arrived at training camp, they told him to like go back to old ways or you're going to do this certain thing. The Knicks flailed to a 4-18 start, fired head coach David Fizdale, and eventually cleaned out their management ranks too. And I can't believe the overall organization let this happen as well. That kind of disgusted me. Barrett was caught in the crossfire, not pointing fingers, Hanlon said in quote, but there was a level of frustration that he played with because he felt like he made the shot change that he needed to make during the pre-draft and after putting 3 months of hard work to lock in those mechanics exactly. They instantly go tweaked, it says in quote, and changed to a place where he felt really uncomfortable and he lacked the confidence and consistency he needed. And that's not a good first impression by David Fizdale. He seems like this nice guy, at least like in interviews and all that, right? Shout out to Knicks Film School, by the way. Like, he actually gave me the idea to do this video because, like, I saw him ranting about David Fizdale, but who wouldn't? He was a terrible coach. And I was like, I wonder what he's talking about. And then he brought up, like, the RJ and the jump shot, and I can't believe Fizdale did that. So I looked up the article. But make sure you sub up Knicks Film School. Sub up Jonathan Macri, awesome guy. They run a really great YouTube channel over there. It's a great podcast overall. I love when he does his post-game videos. They're just hilarious and really knowledgeable, and he gives really good insight. But just like for him to do that, I just thought it was just awful by David Fizdale, in my opinion. David Fizdale was just such a horrible coach, though, like with the no adjustments, no rotations, not playing guys throughout their strengths. He was just absolutely horrible. Again, I can't believe like casual NBA fans thought David Fizdale was a scapegoat. He was so bad. I'm sure RJ Barrett really just lost trust, or he did not really have a good first impression. Like I said, David Fizdale, like when you first come in training camp, like, yep, let's change your jump shot. After working on it for such a long time, that's definitely not a good like loyalty thing whatsoever. Not really unloyal. It's hard like finding the word right now. But just for you to say that to a player, just like with so much confidence, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you trying to like continue like continue with this organization of building this bad culture and not connecting with players? I'm starting to see why Porzingis didn't want to stay here. Maybe it was like behind the scenes bad part on what Fizdale was doing or whatever. I wonder what he was doing with other players. I'm not saying, like, assuming he did anything bad. But at the end of the day, the Knicks have always been this bad organization for a very long time. But it actually looks like we're moving in the right direction. We hope Dolan continues to just shut up, stay out of the way. But I like Kenny Payne. I like, of course, Tom Thibodeau. I like Johnny Bryant. I like this coaching staff moving forward. We'll see what Leon Rose does if he makes any big-time splash moves this offseason or the upcoming offseason, and he doesn't rush the process. But I'm very grateful that we have Tom Thibodeau at the end of the day because Fizdale was absolutely awful. For David Fizdale to just be like, nope, I don't care that you have a shooting coach, like, you do it our way, like, he just no pedigree to say that. Like, you literally have just no pedigree. And again, I get it, they're coaches, but there's all these players that go to their trainers because they get comfortable playing basketball over there, like with their trainers, working on their mechanics, and just like Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Chris Paul, like they all work with Drew Hanlon over there, and then of course they come to their NBA team, they work on their systems and like certain things that they can translate to the NBA level. But I don't know, in my opinion, I think it's disgusting what David Fizdale did. Just like it was very selfish and he just wanted to do it his way. And I'll just say RJ Barrett's jump shot's looking fine right now, shooting 38% from 3, free throw percentage way up. But yeah, let me know down below your thoughts and analysis, and peace out, y'all.